Hey, I'm going to do this outside in the wind. Hopefully I'll get through this without something blowing in front of the camera, but it seems okay right now. Today I want to talk about the things that we do to support ourselves, especially when it comes to times in our lives when we have to make hard decisions. Recently I've been posting a lot of stuff on Facebook, a lot of old pictures that I found in some boxes that were in my storage container. So the decision to move down here was tough, and I'm looking at all these pictures and I'm thinking, how in the world could I have left all this? You know, especially when I'm looking at the things that had, taken place in my life with my immediate family, my sister, my nephews. And I know that I got to a point that I felt like I was outgrowing New Jersey. As much as I loved it there, I felt like I just had to make the decision to get into not just a better overall situation, but it was financial. It was an overall feel of where I was. It just didn't feel like I fit in there anymore. And down here, I do feel like I fit in a lot better. And it was hard, and I knew that once I was ready to make the decision, I was going to have to make the most of what that decision was. So coming down here has opened up a lot of different things for me. Meeting different people, getting involved in different situations, having the opportunity to do to give some singing lessons, and also to be doing some karaoke gigs. And it doesn't mean I couldn't have done that stuff there, and I've been here a year and a half, and this stuff has just fallen in my lap. It's just a matter of meeting a couple of the right people, and these things have changed. So it doesn't mean that there are few things on my mind that bother me. They're still missing everyone, and I knew that was going to happen going into this. And there's actually a lot that's in there. And sometimes I feel like I need a little bit of an emotional crutch and some distraction from it all, but I try not to feed into that too much, and that's a big part of what this is really about, is that we can't feed those things. Most of us have done that kind of stuff all our lives, and it just stems from the things that we had or didn't have as children. So when we have to be the parent to our inner child, we have to be a solid one, and we have to learn how to do that. We can't be the person that doesn't know how to care for that kid inside of us that's still suffering or struggling with something. And I have always had my tendencies, as I've said before, to overthink things and to just maybe get stagnant with some stuff and not move, be a little too fearful of moving forward and taking chances. My fears of technology, I think I've overcome to a certain degree. And my fears of putting myself out there and really opening my life back up again the way that it used to be. Because I was always the person that was out there, at least to a point. There was just a part of that mountain I just couldn't climb any further. And then I fell backwards. And I've made some strides in other ways, but there's still some of those old things that I haven't gotten up and over yet. And I realize that there's a lot of stuff I need to clean up inside of myself, inside of my psyche. And I have to remember I don't need any of those crutches, and that I can stand on my own. And I think the closer and closer we get to that, the closer we get to the realization that we really are okay to be our own support systems. We don't really need quite as much as we thought we did in the past, even though it's great to have all that we have to rely upon. Our friends and our family members and our pets and our good jobs and our extracurriculars and whatever else it is that we have and do. We just can't allow that to be the safety net. We have to be our own safety nets. And we are capable of that. We are worthy of that position. And as I say all the time, piece by piece by piece, we've got to build these things up strong, because when they haven't been present in our lives throughout our lives, then we don't have that foundation. They don't have that connective strength that those abilities, those qualities need to have. And it's just so easy to fall backwards. That slide is inevitable if we're not doing daily work and if we're not catching ourselves in the moments that we need to. And I'm not impervious to any of these pitfalls. It sometimes happens on a daily basis for a while, but I make sure that I stay connected to what I know I always have to do, and that's trust in the process and believe that there really is something better beyond where I am, even if I can't see it, something that's more helpful and more favorable to my life. And sometimes we have to make tough decisions. We have to do things that are going to hurt us in order to help us. And as tough as that may be, that's just the way life comes at you. And you have to meet life where it is. You have to meet yourself where you are and live life on life's terms, knowing that you have to balance all the different kinds of things that come at you. Just try not to get yourself too far into your sadness, too far into your elation, too far into just being complacent either once you feel you've mastered some things. I think that we all need to make sure that we stay consistent with checking in with ourselves, because that is really the most important thing, is being consistent. So I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend and a great Easter and Passover. And I'll be back to give you more of what I've learned and more of what I'm going through. So, peace and love, everyone. Talk to you soon.